Sorry, hold on one sec. Thought I'd better brush my hair first before I came to say hello. Stop me looking like Wurzel Gummidge, as my granddad would have said. I don't even know who Wurzel Gummidge is. Much better. Top of the morning to you folks. How are you? It is so lucky that I woke up when I did this morning. Something must have woken me up because I feel like I was in quite a deep sleep. But anyway, it was really unlike me. I forgot to set an alarm, which I always do. I always make sure I get up at a decent time in the morning. Normally I sort of like 80% wake up when Adam leaves the house. Then I kind of set an alarm, fall back into a kind of weird half sleep for another half an hour or so. And then I get my ass out of bed and I start my day, you know? This morning, we've got the tile man coming in. Content's really taken an exciting turn around this channel, hasn't it? I'm not sure at what point in my life I got excited for a man coming to clean my tiles, but it would seem that's where we're at right now. If you've seen any of the moving vlogs before, if you've seen the empty house tour in particular, I think I showed them, is that a cat on a lead? Oh no, it's just a tiny dog. You might remember that we have currently got quarry tiles in the kitchen, the hallway and the bathroom. They kind of go through one to the other. They're very orange toned, they're like a terracotta-y kind of colour. They're very cool, very rustic, but they are bloody filthy. Since living in this house, we have discovered that they are actually pretty gross, and they kind of jumped up the priority list because at the end of every day, our feet were literally black with dirt. Like, that's not a joke. We both look like homeless urchins by about 6 PM. But it's all good because we've got a bloke coming round to clean them today. Got a bloke coming round to clean me tiles. Lucky lady. And don't you worry, I'm gonna make sure to deliver those satisfying before and after shots. I'm gonna go and do the before now actually because he's due in like 10 minutes. To start with, I was actually quite keen to do this myself. I'm really keen to like get stuck in with this house and learn new skills and like try to do things myself. Turns out you need a lot of specialized cleaning things to do this type of tile. And after I added up how much it was gonna cost to buy all the stuff, plus the fact that I might not have even been able to do it properly because I mean, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. It just didn't really seem worth it compared to the quote price that he gave us. It was pretty, like, not far off the mark of getting someone to come and do it properly. Right, I'll show you what they look like now. It's mostly the grout that's the problem. The grout is really quite deeply filthy. Nice. Nothing like describing your own home as deeply filthy to the internet. It's really appealing. So this is the before of the tiles. And here's a cat to demonstrate them perfectly for you. This is the before of the tiles. This is what we're looking at. This is what's been leaving our feet like black by the end of the day, basically. When he came around to do the consultation, he seemed to think that the grout was in a pretty bad way. So come through here. It's all pretty bad through here. It's supposed to look like this. You can see the proper colour of it where the fridge used to be. It's supposed to be a very pale, creamy, cementy kind of colour. So that's what we're aiming for. Thanks, Flo. These then carry on all the way, perfectly displayed by Flo. You can go out in a minute, babe. These carry on through the bathroom. I just had a shower, hence the little wet feet marks everywhere. You going out? No more disappearing till 3 o'clock in the morning, please. I'll leave the door open. He's here. I've made him a cup of tea. I'm not gonna film him because I don't want to seem like a complete weirdo. So I'll show you when he's gone. Is this gonna focus? It's almost like telling me I shouldn't focus on my face right now. Maybe I should do that pose that all the Instagram people do now. How do they make that look nice? Okay, I'm checking in again because my main man, the tile cleaner, has literally just left. He's done for the day. It's only like 1:30, so it didn't take him very long at all to do. And the difference. Today he's done all the cleaning. He's literally been on his hands and knees, scrubbing. He's definitely made a really big difference to it, especially this bit in the hallway actually, for some reason. I guess that's where the most foot traffic is, I suppose, as you come in the house. But he did point out that actually half the problem that we've got with this floor is that whoever laid it, as it's been patched up over the years, different coloured grouts have been used. Which is probably the most boring sentence I've ever said in my life. And I can't believe that something like that matters to me right now. But it does, because actually that is a proper pain in the arse, because some parts, like the really bright bit where the fridge was that I showed you, that is a white grout. And then 80% of the floor has used a slightly darker grey grout. But then there's also bits that have used an even darker, like almost like a black grout. Which is like, why would you do that? I mean, I'm quite lazy at the best of times. If I was tiling a floor, I'd make sure my grout was at least the same colour. I mean, come on lads, surely that is a basic start when you're putting a floor down. I think most of it is this grey colour, but Anyway, without a doubt, it looks 1,000,000% better than it did this morning, and it just feels nicer to walk on as well. So I think the hallway is probably the biggest change, actually. It looks so much nicer. It's really brightened up a lot of these around here. They look so much more kind of like richly coloured, but like all this grout here was like a really, really dark muddy grey. So he's done an absolutely amazing job on this bit, to be fair. That looks great, love that. Then coming through into the kitchen, this looks loads better too. Obviously this colour of tile is slightly duller than other certain bits because this is obviously where lots of people walk into the kitchen, and this is that grey coloured grout, which isn't going to brighten up as much as we were hoping it to. But actually you can totally see, like, even in this bit here, that is very much two different colours. So I think originally it's maybe been laid with this one, and then maybe this has been put in later, because we do have spare tiles in the shed as well, because these are even slightly laid at a different height. He pointed out that we'll have to be a bit careful because a couple of these are much higher. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. And then coming through into the bathroom looks loads better, actually. I'm really, really pleased with this. He's done a really good job here, but then again, another example of that. So that must have been the same job, really, mustn't it? I think I said in the last vlog, obviously the long-term goal is that we're going to get an extension done. We're going to bring this kitchen out a little bit into the garden. We're going to widen the bathroom out slightly. So anything that we do to it is hopefully not going to be here for more than, I don't know, maybe a year or so. I don't know how long it's going to take us to save up for a kitchen extension. Quite a long time, probably. Postman has just dropped off quite an exciting little delivery. I had no idea what this was when I opened it, but then remembered I bought new little handles for the drawers on this chest of drawers that we've got in the bedroom. I looked everywhere for new little handles for this. Turns out they're bloody expensive. Places like Anthropology, Zara Home, I saw some in that were quite nice. They were a bit more affordable. A lot of places I looked in were just so pricey. Turns out knobs are really expensive. But this place, I was absolutely chuffed when I found this website. It's called Nobbles and Bobbles. Hilarious. And I think it's a smaller business, so it's always good to support that. And there was quite a lot of different types on there that I liked. In the end, I went for these. Are they going to be nice? Oh, they are quite nice. And they're this little mother of pearl and brass combo. God knows how I even attach these. Are these going to look nice? I thought they would just make the drawers look a little bit more exciting. I didn't really like the handles that are going on. I think they look a bit, I don't know, a bit rubbish. So I thought if I could swap them over for something a bit fancier. Who's ready for the most underwhelming transformation of all time? I actually really like was it worth my time? Almost certainly not, but they look pretty. Kind of wish they were a tiny bit bigger, but they're really nice to open. They feel nice and sturdy. I think they suit the wood quite nicely as well. So there's a small DIY triumph for the day. Very small, but it doesn't matter. No matter how small, we celebrate the achievements. I did literally like stab the underbed of my nail with a screw though while I was doing that, so I've probably given myself metal poisoning. Tetanus injection inevitably worth it for my lovely drawer handles. Do you know what, I actually think little details like that are quite important. I do feel like that has made it look a bit fancier. If you're still renting and you want to like switch up the ugly furniture the landlord's given you or whatever, I suppose you can change the handles on things and then just change them back when you move out, and it's added your own little bit of a touch to it, hasn't it? Whoa. How am I supposed to get any work done? This is ridiculous. At least someone's having a nice time at this desk today. I've got approximately 0 useful things done. It's been one of those days though where I've been staring into the abyss of my laptop screen for such a long time today, and I was concentrating and then I looked up and it's now suddenly pitch black outside. I think Adam should be home in about an hour and a half or so. He's actually gone to Milton Keynes today for a meeting with something that I can't remember. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do for dinner either. He'll probably want to cook something tonight, I think. So we'll probably just have a chilled one. Good morning. Oh, I forgot my hair looked like this. I also don't have a bra on. Let's start this one again, plus bra. Okay, that's a bit less embarrassing. I am also still wearing a McFly t-shirt though, so. Good morning, guys. I say morning, it's actually 12:18, so it's morning somewhere. It's actually a couple of days later now. I think the last time I picked up the vlog camera was Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, and it's now Friday, so happy weekend, everybody. When Adam got home from work the other day, we just had a really quiet, lazy evening. He was pretty knackered from his commute and stuff, so the last thing I wanted to do was shove a camera in his face after he gets back from work at like 7 p.m. And then yesterday the tile man came back to finish the job, and I was just going a bit like cabin fever mad, really. I've had to be constantly in the house for 3 days in a row now, waiting for various like construction men, there was the roof guy, all that kind of stuff. I've been like locked up waiting for people and deliveries. I got a load of work done and I'm feeling a lot better today, probably because I got plans later. I know I'm actually leaving the house this evening, so that always makes me feel slightly more positive. This little bundle right here, that is Flo. She's doing very well, although I think her escapades that I filled you in on last vlog have really put her off going outside. She's really been like definitely spooked by it, because she goes out for a maximum of like 4 minutes now and then comes sprinting back in. But I think she's decided that, funnily enough, she's very content sleeping on a king size bed rather than going out into cold rainy London. I've actually got some pasta on the boil for my lunch, so I need to go and see to that. But the plan for today, I've got some brand work done this morning, which is excellent. Such a good feeling to cross like a whole load of brand work off my list. Got a few bits and bobs that I'm going to get done this afternoon, and then this evening I've got my first therapy session of the year. I haven't been for like 4 weeks, so I'm feeling a little bit, I don't know how to feel about that, but it'll be fine when I get there. And then I'm going out for dinner with my friend Jem tonight, so that is the Friday plan. Got my pasta on the boil while I chat to you. I was going to wander down to the shop this morning and stock up on a few little bits and bobs, but then I remembered that in the fridge last night Adam put a little portion of his pasta sauce that he made last night, which is so freaking delicious. He just made it up when he got in, but it's basically, I think it was like roasted tomatoes, roasted peppers, some garlic, all just like whizzed up, blended together, and it's made this absolutely delicious pasta sauce. It's one of my favourite things he's ever made, and it was like really spontaneous, using up leftovers in the fridge. So I'm really excited to have this right now, and I'm really trying to get into the habit of not just going out and buying lunch every day. I'm trying to use up the leftovers that we've got to save a bit of money, because that is the name of the game at the moment. Save, save, save. So next thing on the house list that I want to get done today, because it'll mean I've got a little bit of a filming setup going on, I want to hang these. These arrived in the post the other day. I bought them in the Urban Outfitters sale, and it is a fairy lights curtain. A lot of you are new around here. You're finding the moving vlogs, or maybe the Disney vlogs, I think. I'm not really sure where everybody's coming from, but hi, if you're new, nice to meet you. Thanks for sticking around. If you are new around here, my sort of like sit down videos in the past, I've had fairy lights behind me. Oh, someone's at the door. One moment, please. These look like very boring letters. When it comes in a brown envelope, you know it's not going to be good news. Anyway, I was boring you to death about my fairy lights, wasn't I? So I've always had fairy lights hanging up behind me for my videos. When I packed up the office, I broke them. I don't know how I did it. I think I must have pulled something important out of where it was supposed to be, and they stopped working, so I had to chuck them. Apparently these are a curtain, so I'm going to try and hang these up, I think, and hopefully give myself a bit of a filming background, although I might need a step ladder to do that, you know. I wonder if I can reach up to the top of the wall by standing on my office chair. This is exciting, isn't it? Right, I've got to be able to reach up there. If I fall, at least it'll be good content. Bloody hell, there's loads of them. It's gonna look like a bloody grotto. Hey, look at that. That, my friends, is a filming background. I mean, if we ignore all this, I'm not exactly sure where I'm gonna sit quite yet. A temporary fix. My camera's not liking it though. You can see all the wibbly lines. I wasn't gonna show you this yet, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I might as well. Like, I'm documenting the whole process of what we're doing here. So this is a fairly major thing, I think. I'm not sure whether I've even mentioned this actually. I'm just gonna move the washing out the way. I really need to get into the habit of using the outside washing line actually. The weather's so temperamental though. I don't want to just pay it all out and then have to sprint back out and bring it all back in. Let me take a beanbag seat and I will fill you in. So I'm not even sure whether we've mentioned this at all, but the first thing that we actually booked for the house at all wasn't the roof, which is falling apart, although we did get the quote back for that the other day and it is nowhere near as bad as we thought. He said we could either get the full whack done, which costs a bajillion pounds, but he said we really don't need to, unless we're planning on staying in this house for like 20 years. It's not something we need to do, and we're probably not going to be in the house for that long. So we think when it comes to the roof, we are just going to go for like the slightly more basic option. That is what we budgeted for, and we're really happy with that. He's given us a good quote, and I think we're going to go for that. So we'll get that booked in soon. soon. That was the priority. But the next thing that I did end up booking, because there was a really good sale on, was getting the floor done in the living room. So you might remember, it's an absolute mess because we've had to move everything from the kitchen into here for the tiles. You might remember we've got this very orange laminate floor in here right now. And however many times I've cleaned it, I reckon I've cleaned it a good probably 10 times now since we've been in, it remains a little sticky. So I found this company on Instagram who do flooring that I absolutely fell head over heels in love with as soon as I saw their photos. And it just so happened that as I was browsing, their Black Friday sale was on. We've managed to book our flooring for about 25% of the normal price that they normally charge. It was the most fantastic sale. So we're gonna get this floor done in a couple of weeks. It's booked for the 24th of January at the moment, but she said she'll let me know if they can switch it up to be any earlier, if they get any cancellations or whatever. So that's really exciting. We're getting new floor in the living room. It's gonna be wooden floor, it's oak, it's gonna be like a chevron kind of design. I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be like really transformative, that's the one, Transformers. I think it's gonna be really transformative for the room, and it's gonna really kind of like inspire us to make this room really nice, and hopefully it will happen before the sofa arrives, because God knows where we'd put a sofa. Today, the floor arrived because when you're getting like natural wooden flooring, it turns out you have to have the wood in your room for a couple of weeks so that it can acclimatise to the temperature and the conditions of the room. So this morning the most enormous truck rocked up and I was like, oh my God, where the hell are we gonna put all this? But it's actually not that much because it's not a very big room, and they're quite small planks that are gonna make the chevron design. And now, where is it? There it is. We now have piles of flooring in the living room. It's this really lovely reclaimed oak, and I'll tell you a bit more about it when it's kind of fitted. Let me just transform into a floor fitter before your very eyes, so it'll be a bit like, there we go. That's my sample for you. So as you can see, it's much more cool toned than the laminate we've got. It's a very different kind of texture and look. Probably today's most like major development really is that the wood's arrived. It's so funny, every day Adam comes home now and he's like, so what did you change today? Like, what have you done today to the house? Every single day something either major or minor has transformed, but it feels good. I'm really excited to get that floor done because then that'll mean the whole of the ground floor has been sorted, which is amazing. I mean, all the like skirting boards and stuff need painting, but we'll do that when we do the walls. I'm gonna count that as wall. Oh, you're not ready. If you're weird and crazy like I am and excited about very strange things, the postman has just bought something extremely exciting. Would you just look at this bad boy, please? Well, 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 a cordless vacuum. Someone's going up in the world. Again, another sales purchase. I feel like nothing I buy is ever full price anymore. It's a great way of living. The last Hoover that we had, Adam swore it was his like multiple times to me. He said that it was from the house that he used to live in with the lads. He said that it was his mum's old like cast off. So the whole 2 and a bit years that we lived in that flat, I've always thought that that Hoover belonged to Adam, and so did he. So we brought it over to the house to us thinking, oh great, we've already got a Hoover sorted. And then after we'd moved out, maybe 5 or 6 days after we moved out, got a text from the landlord being like, hi guys, flat looks nice, just wondering, have you seen the Hoover? And we were like, what? Turns out the Hoover absolutely did not belong to Adam. He is a liar and a cheat and a thief. And actually the Hoover belonged to the landlord and he must have left his at the lad's house when he moved out. So we had to get a cab back to the flat especially to go and return this bloody Hoover. So annoying. It was like a big stand-up Dyson thing, so it couldn't take up the tube or anything. I really didn't want to have to spend money on one. Like, that's so boring, isn't it? But actually it turns out not having Hoover is super annoying. So in the end I did a bit of browsing the other night and I found this one, the Dyson V7 Motorhead Plus. Oh, 75% more brush bar power than the Dyson V6. What on earth is brush bar power? Can't even say it. Transforms to clean up high. Just what you've always wanted if you love hoovering ceilings. You can like pull it out and you can use it as a big pole to like get in the nooks and crannies up high. It's actually quite good. And then you can also pull off a little bit and have a little handheld. You know what? I'm as shocked as you are that my videos have currently turned into Hoovers and wooden flooring. I wasn't really expecting this turn to happen either, but I truly hope you stick around for the change. I promise I will get back to my normal stuff at some point soon. If you're hating this content, I do apologise. I will get back to filming my normal stuff. I just, don't really like not having a filming area. Like, it's made me feel all weird about it. I'm gonna film a little sales haul to get back into the swing of talking to my actual like main camera rather than just chatting away to the vlog camera. And also I was thinking about maybe filming a little video about why I've kind of gone off the fashion stuff a little bit. My brain is struggling with it slightly at the moment for a few reasons. It's to do with the sustainability aspect, but more than anything, to be honest, 90% of the reason is to do with body image things. I'm not feeling great at the moment, and I just don't want to trigger anything in my head. Anyway, let's get my Hoover out. Do I now just have Optimus Prime as a Hoover? Because it looks like I pretty much do. Look at that. Oi oi. What is this? Jesus. Oh, she's in a shampoo advert. Who knew this was going to be so much fun, hey? What is this bit? Oh, that looks like a charger. These are all the little wizardy bits and what's-its. Honestly, what has this video turned into? Hoover chats. Last one you got a hook haul, and today you're getting Hoover chat. Are you sure you want to watch this? Is that a Hoover stick in your box, or are you just happy to see me? I'm gonna say that probably... Nope, I'm gonna say that probably goes in there. I think you'll agree this is an excellent choice of sock for today. Well, I wanted to show you my outfit, but oh my god, how dusty is this mirror? Well, that needs to go on the to-do list. I haven't done anything particularly exciting. I've got my Abbey Road jumper on from Joni, which is always a go-to. I love this one. I've got my ASOS jeans, which are little cut-offs, and my high-top Converse. Passion fruit margaritas. Cheers, babe. Hey. I am now so full. I actually feel like I can't move. Jeans were a bad idea.
Yeah. I'm free flowing.
Yeah, flowy dress all the way. Should have done that. I'm quite tempted for another margarita.
Yeah, I am tempted.
Are you getting a dessert?
We had deep fried cauliflower. Banging.
I actually think that's one of my actual favourite foods.
If we're going to get dessert, we're sharing.
Yes, because we should have shared everything else that we've had.
We should have shared everything. But we're women versus food usually. And we're like, we can do this. And then like 2 plates in, it's like, no.
A classic evening for us. Okay, maybe 2 margaritas and some churros. Okay.